some people you meet just don't seem to think video games are very important. In fact, most people seem to think they're a big waste of time and you should be, doing more constructive things with your life. Hello everybody, this is Meowth. That's right. And I want to talk to you about just how important video games really are. But first, I just wanted to say I hope everyone is staying safe over on the East Coast. Hurricane Sandy's ripping through the area, and my thoughts go out to you guys. How many of you guys are having fun playing Warfighter so far? I know for me, I'm really enjoying playing the game, and as I get better with it, used to the controls, used to the firing system, I'm really enjoying the game overall. I think they did a good job with this one. They just need to clear up a few bugs. In this game, I'm playing with iRage, and if you don't know iRage has his own channel, and it is Rage Gaming if you get a chance. And I left you guys a link for Rage's channel down in the description box. So what do I mean video games are important? Aren't they just a big waste of time? The simple answer, of course, is no. Well, if you haven't figured it out already, you may be asking me, well, why, Meowth? Why are games important? And they're important because they can prepare you for real life. And I know most people, only see that games can improve your hand-eye coordination, but they do give you other skills, like, for example, sizing things up in a hurry. Look at games like Tetris. Now, Tetris on the Nintendo Entertainment System seems like it's easy enough when you're on an early level, of course, when everything's moving slow. What about as it starts to really go fast, like level 15 or 20, for example? Things are moving so fast that you need to figure out where things are going to go before the next piece even drops. And dealing with the slight delay inherent to that controller is another thing that becomes much more obvious at that level of play. And of course you have to prepare for that. Naturally, your hand-eye coordination is also going to be improved and be challenged while you play this game. What about other games like Zelda, for example? What skill can Zelda teach you? And if you guys say, what's Zelda? I'm gonna own you by disowning you. But Zelda will teach you the ability to solve puzzles or to problem solve. And the way that it does this is by placing barriers in your way. Barriers that'll be unlocked as soon as you complete certain puzzles or tasks. And where one puzzle may be super easy to figure out, another one may be extremely difficult. So it also teaches you the patience to deal with some of the harder challenges you may face. And you can definitely apply these lessons that you've learned to real life. Now, what about more modern games like Warfighter, for example? There's a lot of controversy actually surrounding first-person shooters in general. Seems like as soon as somebody goes and shoots up a school, they immediately jump to the conclusion that, hey, little Joey decided, he likes to play a lot of Call of Duty, and, he got really mad at school one day, so he came in with a bunch of guns and shot everybody up. I don't know, Call of Duty may make a lot of people want to shoot up a school or something. Kidding. Kidding, of course, I don't really think that it will, but anyway, these games will not teach you to shoot somebody. They will not teach you how to run around and be a complete badass with your guns. What I would compare it to in real life is they teach you a lot about the guns and what the different attachments will do, so you might actually come away with an increased knowledge like that. I would compare this to book knowledge for, say, just about anything. So this is the book knowledge on any real life guns or anything like that. Even with that, though, there can be no direct comparison to the guns in this game to the guns in real life or the attachments in real life, because a lot of times you'll find that people complain that the guns are overpowered in this game or underpowered, and therefore they beef them up, make them a little bit stronger or a little bit weaker just to suit people's happiness and make them happy with playing the game the way it is. What these games are really good for, though, is the ability to teach you to deal with multiple variables. For example, each and every one of your enemies and teammates are variables that you have to learn to work around. Even though most people are very one-dimensional in how they play and usually go to one spot, There are many different people to play against that bring different challenges. So you, as a player, may have a particular path that you like to run on each level that you normally get fairly good success with. But sometimes you just feel like you're having the worst game of your life and you can't possibly get anything done. Sometimes all it takes is one opponent on the other team that you're not used to playing to mess things up for you. The odd player that you're not used to playing against may change the enemy team's dynamic enough to where they cut you off at the pass every single time. Let's not forget that at the same time you also have different teammates. Now a lot of people whine about shit teams, but the reality of the matter is you may have the same skill level of teammates. The difference is you may have two players that like to play the same area as opposed to two players that'll play different areas. What this does is basically creates a hole into your back lines where, say the enemy can get in and flank you from the rear. This doesn't mean that any individual player on the team is any less good, it just means that they're maybe not complementary players to the other people on your team. A good player is a player that's learned how to deal with the inefficiencies and the holes that your team has created, fill those gaps, and push beyond to exploit the enemy's gaps. Anyway, video games can be and are used as simulators for many real-world tasks every day. Aviation, for example, uses simulators, which are video games with realistic controls, to simulate real-life experiences, or a lot of times experiences that you just won't get in real life because they want you to experience the extreme so you know how to handle it if you were to ever face it in real life. So what about non-video game games? Of course they're good. Say a game of tag, for example. You get a ton of exercise, so of course it's very healthy. Heck, if you think about it, people and animals throughout time have used games to get good at real-world tasks. Take a look at a couple of lion cubs, for example, play fighting. Play fighting basically teaches them how to fight in real life without the consequences of death. And when a lion grows up, they need to be able to procure their food, so they'll need to be able to fight for it. They'll need to be able to defend their offspring against something they've got to fight for. And they might need to fight for a mate. Lastly, video games are fun, and it's super important to have fun. I know when I get home from a long day of work, it's really nice to blow off some steam and just, escape in the experience. So don't ever worry about people thinking it's a waste of time because they fail to see the importance of it. Hey, speaking of fun, it's been really fun talking to you guys, and if you ever have any questions, you can always ask. Again, you can follow us on Twitter, and the link for that will also be in the description page, so see you guys all next time.